Hello.
My name is Ali. I'm your district sales manager for Hayward. I cover the territory between Gainesville, the Skyway, and Haines City. So essentially 1/6 of Florida. I also, background about me, my first day with Pinch was May 7th, 2001, and my last day with Pinch was March 3rd, 2025. So I'm familiar with your struggle, right? So Mike asked us to come in and essentially talk to you guys about product. Beforehand, this is Marissa Foster.
Hello.
Marissa is our,
I got around the clothes.
I know, I'm too old, right? Marissa Foster is our strategic account manager. That's our corporate title for Marissa. But essentially, she's a retail specialist. So she, right now, her primary role is to service pinch fitting in Florida. So she's everywhere. So if you guys have any questions, funnel them through me, funnel them through Marissa. If she doesn't know, she'll ask me. If I don't know, I'll ask her. You got coverage. On top of that, our third person in the market for you guys is Mark Anderson. He's not here today because we make him go do stuff. Mark is your district technical manager. He's essentially anything warranty. Most Hayward markets, your sales guy is the salesy sales guy, and your tech guy is the nerdy tech guy. We're a little different here. I spent most of my time in the field. Marissa spent time in the field. So if you have questions, one point of contact, call me, call her, you're good. We got you covered. So I want to go over some basic generic Hayward stuff first, get the boring stuff out of the way, and then we'll get into product, okay? So, warranty. I'll pass this around.
Thank you.
These are all yours to keep here at the store, by the way. But essentially, that is a warranty matrix. It essentially outlines every product we have in the warranty terms. You guys are a totally Hayward dealer.
That's pretty good.
We have standard and totally Hayward. Standard is, we'll just call it standard. Okay? A totally Hayward dealer is essentially somebody we trust to sell our product. We're comfortable and confident that you know the product and you know how to install it. So once that is done, we feel that we can extend the term of the warranty to some degree because we know you did it right. You sold it right, you sized it right, you installed it right. So we can push that warranty term out a little bit. 3 and 3. 3 years parts, 3 years labor. Easiest way to remember it. You got about a 95% chance of being accurate. We have a few things that are a little bit different. So parts, for example, parts are 1 year. Labor, not included. Just the part, 1 year. Whole goods, 3 years parts, 3 years labor. Heat, specifically, heat pumps is different. It's 5 years parts, 3 years labor, 10 years on the coil. So, like our, is it Easy Temp? Yeah. So like the Easy Temp, 5310. Sun Wholesale does not stock our new heaters. They're making a switch, a shift to a particular brand for heat pumps. You can still get our heat pump. You can still order our heat pump. You can get it from Sun. You guys can get it from anywhere. But you're not going to see it as much as you used to because there's a shift. But if you ever decide you have a customer who should have our heat pump, 5310. Questions so far? Interrupt at any time. Very loose meeting. We're very open and candid. So if you at any time just raise your hand. We'll stop. We'll talk. Questions are the best part.
That list that you passed around that has the warranties, that's for the 2025 products?
It's 2026 to say.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't make any changes, so they didn't even make us a new one yet.
No.
So this we'll go that direction. We'll go that direction. Bounty program. I know Mike is cool with this. I know Mike well enough to know he's cool with this. The bounty program is basically our way to incentivize people to sell our product. It is a competitor to Hayward. It is a $50 payment. The payment goes to the submitter. Okay? So the reason why we do that is for installers, for example, if they remove a beige pump, for example, and they put in a Hayward pump, They take a picture before, a picture after, and a picture of the serial number of my product, and they get 50 bucks. Pretty cut and dry. That also applies to you guys in the store when it comes to counter staff. Let's say somebody comes in and brings you a cleaner that's blue and gray with a flip top and tracks on it, right? And you switch them to a track vac or a navy. Take a picture of that on the counter, whatever cleaner that might be called. A picture of the track vac in the box, a picture of the serial number. You submit it, you get 50 bucks. It goes into your account. You make an account with like 8 questions. You answer them. They put the 50 bucks in there, and you cash it out for gift cards. The gift cards are for everywhere. Like Airbnb to like Zoomies, like anything in between. So Amazon, and we all shop on Amazon. So those are the kind of things that we've done between warranty and bounty, things that we've kind of done to help everyone sell, right? It's easier to approach a customer and talk about warranty and lengths and terms, and you're a totally Hayward dealer, your installers, they've been to hands-on training, they have point of contact, like you have all these things that assist you sell because you can be comfortable to sell it because it'll be supported once it's sold, right? Because at the end of the day, whatever you sell, that's great, you capture the sale, but what happens if it breaks? I tell everybody a pump is a pump, filter's a filter, right? Like, let's cut the BS. They're all the same thing, right? They are pretty much, they do the same thing, they accomplish the same thing. It's what happens after. You guys are here to sell it and close, right? They got to trust you, they got to be comfortable with you to talk to you, and come in and give you their money. But once that's installed, 3 months later, if there's a problem, they're going to come to you and say, hey, I trusted you to sell me this pump. Now it's bad. What do I do? You guys internally do all of it. You're a warranty station for ourselves, for our equipment. You guys know how, you guys in the field, they know how to troubleshoot it, diagnose it, and they can get the parts for me and fix it, and the turnaround's quick. So you have that backing of us, and not to mention, bonus, we're both within a half an hour here. I live like 12 minutes from here,
So the bounty, is that totally outside of the company where I don't have to track any
you do nothing.
1099s or anything? Wow, that's fantastic.
So
We should be
Great
bounty
question.
rich here.
yes,
We really
great
should be
question.
Bounty hunters.
Everybody's familiar of a W-2 or a 1099, right? I don't give you one of those for bounty. The loophole essentially is give you money and you use it to purchase a gift card. That's my way of getting out of it. I don't have to prove anything, and neither do you. You get that money in your account, get your Amazon gift card, and at 12/31/2026, I'm not sending you any documentation because you gave me $1,200 in bounty. I don't care. That's your
I
money.
mean, you want Ali and Marissa to be here every day and just give somebody $5,000 raise. Just like that.
To give you an example of bounty, in our top 10 people bounty in the country, those average people in bounty are getting about $28,000 a year in bounty.
Holy smokes.
Wow.
Tax-free. So we all know that if you included taxes, realistically, that's like 40K, because the government's not friendly about it. So
Uncle Sam.
we have some buyer's guides that we're going to leave. We'll have 2, one for the parts counter, one for a desk somewhere. Inside the buyer's guides, here's a troubleshooting guide. There's 2 of them. They're laminated. There's QR codes. If you notice on the back, the biggest picture is how to wire our pump. Okay? This is very foreign to a lot of people because us, Pentair and Jandy, we all do it different. Jandy's a 4-wire, we're a 3-wire, Pentair is a 2-wire. I don't know why we had to do it that way, but we just had to confuse you. So we put a giant picture on the back of like, this is ours. Okay? But if you guys ever have questions about any of these products, there's QR codes, you can scan them real quick with your phone. There's troubleshooting guides, manuals, things like that. Buyer's guide, I know you all are familiar with how to use a buyer's guide. This is the Bible of the store. Front half is whole goods, back half is parts. Commercials in here as well. If you ever get stumped on a product at any time, I highly recommend that you just text one of us. Our phones ring constantly. Texting is the easiest way. So if you have a question, just text us. I have a customer here in front of me Does blank work with blank? We'll text you right back. Cool? So we're gonna kind of go over, deep dive into some product. We'll try to keep it 50,000 feet, keep it high level. We are coming back next time,
Tuesday,
17th. Let's see where we get today, and then we will get together once we're done, and we'll talk about what we need on Tuesday. It's my favorite way to do it, because that way you might walk out of here with more questions once we're done, and then we can take those questions, her and I, and come up with a plan of what Tuesday looks like. I also have some stuff that we can get a little deeper. We do have a training cart. It's on casters. There's an automation panel on it. There's a pump. There's a light. There's a transformer. It plugs in the wall. We can program it. Just depends on where we need to be. A lot of times when you're selling stuff like automation and lighting and things like that, you're not familiar what does what with what. Sometimes that visual aid of an automation, you don't need to learn it. You just need to see it happen. If we need to do that, that's fine. We'll figure out where we need to be. So I'll turn it over to Marissa. She'll walk you through some product. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. Go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so first we're gonna start off with cleaners. I'm sure you guys are all pretty familiar with the Navigator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that one's been around for a while. Are you guys familiar with the track back?
Yep.
Okay, so those, go
Not
ahead.
100%.
Not 100%. Okay, so that's one of the newer cleaners. Here, you can take a look at it. I only have one.
Yeah, it's like the newer one that came out last year.
It's the newer one. It's pretty like industrial built. Like the gears inside are built pretty thick, so they're gonna last a while. Even the treads on it are gonna last a while. So that's good for your uncaged pools. They're all gonna come with the same amount of hoses, 40 feet. I think it's like 38.5 feet is what it comes with. There's like 5 different shafts inside, so it's pretty simple to take apart and put back together. There's not a lot of moving parts in comparison to the Navigator, so it's a little bit easier maintenance as far as that goes. Navigator, I mean, I can touch on it a little bit, but everyone's pretty familiar on that one, so, you know, it's cleaner. It's suction. When it comes to robotic cleaners, I wouldn't worry too much about hours because they're not the best.
They're not.
So we've got suction cleaners. So stick to the Navigator, stick to the track vac, and there is a track jet too if you guys do pressure as well, which is the same as the
Not
track
as
vac.
common.
It's just pressure built. So they just switched it up a little bit. Any questions on the cleaners? I know there's not too much to touch with it. It's suction. You adjust your valves, you put it in, and it vacuums the pool. So there's not too
Who
much.
here is taking a Navi apart? Raise your hand.
Right.
Done.
Yeah.
Got it.
We're not going to spend a lot of time on that one. And then as far as filters, you guys sell a lot lot of swim clears,
Yes.
Oh,
right?
I
yeah,
love
swim
them.
clear all
Okay.
day, every day.
Okay, so do you guys have
150s.
any questions about the swim clear?
Not really.
Any new modifications?
Not that I'm aware of. I
No.
mean, it's pretty much going to stay the same. I mean, there's nothing too wrong with
That's
it.
what I think is so great about your guys' product, is that it's super simplistic and elementary, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
If it works, we don't change it.
Right.
I mean,
Unless a bunch of people request us to fix something. So,
the unions
It doesn't
fit
need
the
to be
same as
fixed.
the pumps, so I mean, if you got the unions for a TriStar and something cracks, you got it for the swim clear. So-
That's one thing I love.
Yeah, I mean, if everyone keeps them, because sometimes if you're doing a pump for pump install, then you got an extra pair in the back, and if you go to a house that the swim clear's broken, then you got them, and you can fix them. So, did I miss anything on that one?
swim clear lid. It's a cheesy statement because it's just a lid on a filter, right? But the biggest thing that we've learned that kind of sets our filter apart from everybody else's is the lid. Our pressure gauge and our air relief are recessed in the lid, right?
Right.
So how many of you guys here clean pools? Okay. When you take a lid and you're on pool 12, right, in July, you're gonna take the lid off and just put it on the ground and we gotta go, right? On a clean and clear or a CS, your pressure relief and your pressure gauge are sticking out of the top of the lid, right? They're like two nubs sticking off the top. If you flip that lid over on accident and it falls off the AC that you sat it on and it lands, you're gonna snap your pressure relief or you're gonna bust open the pressure gauge. If you look at our filters, it's recessed in the lid. It's made that way so that you can lay the lid flat, and then if you do drop it, you're not gonna break it. So again, May not sound like anything major, but you can put that lid flat on top of one of those air conditioning units, because that's probably where it's sitting, and it'll stand there. So it's the little things like that. The locking ring on
I
our
love
filter, it actually lifts the lid off. That's part of the purpose of why it is the way it is. The con is sometimes it's a pain in the butt to thread back on, but the reason being it's engineered so when you unlock it and you're twisting it off, it's pushing itself off the base. Little stuff like that.
It's also good for the elderly crowd too that has the pool, so they do like it because it seems to be easier to be able to pop off than
Yeah.
some of them where they have the clips and then and whatnot too.
Right,
so
for sure.
that's sometimes if I notice they have, you know, especially arthritis or whatever, I kind of suggest that a little bit more.
Right.
So.
So filters, do you guys do a lot of DE filters?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, we got the Pro Grid for that, which has the multi-port valve sold separately, and that's a pretty stable cleaner. I mean, it does the higher microns compared to the cartridge in the sand as well. And then that's it for filters, right? Quick?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a quick one.
You know, really, when it comes to filtration, it's kind of like,
It's there.
you guys are scientists when it comes to filtration.
You need it.
Pinch as a whole, they beat it into your head. Filtration, sanitation, circulation, right? You know, that's like, what's that?
It should be a song.
It should be a song. Yeah. AI can fix that for us.
Right.
So,
They can come up with some pretty cool things.
so how about salt?
Before we get into salt, one thing I think that's real important is that, you know, obviously if a customer comes in, we want to sell them what the customer is in love with if they are in love with something. We don't want to convince them that what they love is horrible. However, probably 95% or better of our customers come in and they really
Have no
don't
idea.
know the difference.
Yeah.
You know? So today is about learning the difference so you can sell the difference. In the event you have the opportunity to steer them in a direction, the Swim Clear is fantastic product. And one of the things that Hayward did for us this year is in the past, again, we want to do the right thing by the customer first. People before profits, always. The one thing Hayward did do for us this year is they elevated us to another reward level in their rewards, where before roughly we got 1% of whatever we sold at rewards at the end of the year. This year we get 5%. So to put it in perspective, this is what helps with holiday parties and bowling in the middle of the year or Topgolf. That's what that money goes towards. So, you know, we do want to do the right thing by the customer, always first and foremost. I'd say that at like 100 font. But if you do not have a customer that's really in love with something, it's the best filter. It absolutely is the best thing. Our customers are, a lot of them are fragile. You know, a lot of them are older, and it's a lot easier for them. And some of these clean and clears, you know, I've heard all kinds of stories. I've heard the same story probably at least 10 times about a customer, you know, having the lid blow off and hit them in the face and all kinds of stuff like that with a clean and clear. You know, so it shouldn't happen
It's not
with a
good.
Swim Clear because it's a much better product for especially our older or not even age. You know, might be a little bit weaker. You know, it's just got one trigger on it and it's so easy to turn that thing compared to, you know, clean and clear.
So since Mike brought it up, now I know we can talk about it. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about Mike's rewards with you guys. That's between Mike and y'all. But he's being transparent. This was our most aggressive trade show when it came to our deals that we offered stores, and part of it was us, because we came from your side. We know what owners are looking for. We know what you guys want, right? You need a way to bring the cost down to you as a store so that you can provide your customer a lower cost solution, right? I mean, at the end of the day, your goal is to try to save your customer money but make money at the same time. There's a fine balance. You have to be able to buy product at the right price and sell it at a profitable price, but still be competitive. There are competitors in your market against pinch fitting, sure. There's mom and pops, there's Leslie's, you know, they exist. But what sets you guys apart is the knowledge that the store staff has of the pinch fitting. We shop everywhere. We go to every pool guy. the knowledge and the training that you guys get is like above and beyond anything else. So having the information from us and knowing what you're working with, things like the rewards, it kind of just gives you an idea of how to nudge a customer, not push them, nudge them, suggestive selling, right? So there are products that you may think, I love, this is my favorite filter, right? You can't change my mind. I love the gray filter, period. It's my favorite, right? I'm not here to convince you that it's a bad product. I'm here to convince you that my product is good and there might be reasons why it's better. But it's different. It's not superior. It's not theirs is crap and mine is the best. Here's the differences. Make your own assumption from there, right? So, salt, I'm not gonna lie, is probably the only part that I'm gonna tell you we're awesome at it. Like, we've always been awesome at it. It is not gonna change. So, you guys are familiar with S3, right? The white plastic box with the pretty display. And you guys are familiar with what we know as pinch people, Swim Pure Extreme, right? If you've been around for a while, you know it. You know how to test the salt cell on your machine here, probably with your eyes closed, right? And you know the beep, and you know it failed, and you know the drill, right? So what we ended up doing, so just so you guys know from the world of Hayward, Swim Pure Extreme was your version of the AquaRite. There was no difference. It was just yours. So, sorry, this was brand new. So there's some stuff. Familiar?
Yeah.
Right? Looks
Yeah.
like your salt testing station,
Yep.
except yours doesn't have a knob, right? Looks like a Swim Pure Extreme.
Yeah.
Also looks like an AquaRite. This is a Blue Essence. We brought AquaRite back and we called it its original name, Blue Essence. That's the difference. So Blue Essence essentially is what you're familiar with, an AquaRite. So you guys that do installation and repair, you know what's behind this plate. Like you can see it in your mind's eye kind of thing. Like you know what it is. It's a display. Does anybody here know, who wants candy, right? Does anybody here know who works in the store? What's the part number for the board in this thing? Just curious. GLX?
PCB right there.
Yeah.
Very good.
I knew one of y'all knew it.
There it is. Alex.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That was lighter than I
Good job,
expected it to be. So, it's the same board. GLX PCB right. Same board. GLX PCB DSP, the display. Same thing. GLX XFMR, the transformer. Same thing. It's the same parts you have that you sell for a Swim Pure Extreme. It's the same thing. This is going to be your budget salt. For sure. Here's why. The price. We were able to sell this at the show for a ridiculous price. There's nothing different about this than what you used to buy years ago for $1,600. Was now probably about 30% less. There is another thing you have to keep in mind, which sounds kind of boring, but it's important. I'm sure this looks familiar, right?
Yes.
Because we asked this question at the salt testing station. What kind of salt system do you have? I have no idea. Do you have a brownish box on the wall with a knob in the middle and you got like a white tube, right? And they're like, yeah, you're like, it's a Hayward salt system. Same. This is a 35,000 gallon cell. Do you know why these are so expensive? Does anybody know what makes them so expensive?
The electronic plates
The coating
inside.
on
The ruthenium. Very good. John gets candy. So ruthenium. Ruthenium is expensive. Ruthenium is the coating on a cell. That's what makes it last more than 6 days. Without it, it would cook. Ruthenium recently went up in price astronomically. every salt system on the market, that basically any system that generates chlorine with salt, which is a salt system, is gonna go up about 20%. But you guys know they're already expensive. So 20% bump on a $1,500 system is a lot. There's only one system that you guys will sell that will not go up in price. Guess which one it is?
Blue Essence.
Blue Essence.
Really?
Good job, Ricky.
Ricky gets candy.
You get candy.
This is the only one that will not. This was a straight up fight of all of your Florida people of Hayward arguing the fact that we need a budget salt system. Let's eat the upside, let's eat the price increase and keep it the same price. This system is a 3-year parts, 1-year labor warranty. To the customer, it may sound a little like, right? But the reason being is a lot of people had an issue with our long warranty we had on Swim Pure Extreme, because when we send you out to do a warranty call on that system, I pay you. I do not pay you what you guys charge. Not even close. Sorry, I can't afford it. But we brought the labor warranty down so the parts are provided to the customer. So the expensive part is covered by Hayward. They pay you labor. So you get the part from us, you go out and fix it, and you charge your labor rate. Profitable for you, not so profitable for us, but that's how we were able strategically to bring this back into the market and give you a budget-friendly salt system for your customer that's tried and true, that you all know that at any point, you guys know how to fix the box in the field, and I know everyone in this building knows how to test this salt cell on that station.
If you got a Swim Pure board and the cell goes bad, can you replace it with a Blue Essence?
The board,
No, like the
cell?
The cell, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a whole system.
this is gonna program like a T15.
Okay.
It's a 35,000 gallon cell. It's 40. But we marked it as 35,000 gallons. Does anybody here know when you say a salt system is, let's use round numbers. This salt system's 35,000 gallons. What does that mean? 35,000 gallons based on what? How do I get 35,000 gallons of chlorine for a 35,000 gallon pool? What that means, if the system is running at 100% for 24 hours, it is large enough for 35,000 gallons. It's a common misconception. So when you're selling a salt system, everybody here knows no one runs their pump 24 hours. With the world of variable, it's kind of a good idea. We'll talk about that later. But they don't. If they ran at 12, at 100%, that salt system is 17,500 gallons. If they run at 8 hours, whatever 35,000 gallons divided by 3 is, around 11,500 gallons. At 100%. When you guys tell a customer, when they come in and they test their water and their chlorine's at a 9, and you guys turn down your salt system, let's bring your chlorine level down. Let's say they drop it to 50%. That system's already cut in half, right out of the gate. So that system now at 50% is only good up to 17.5 if it ran 24 hours. They're not gonna run it 24 hours, they're gonna run it 8. It's worth now 6,000 gallons. That applies to every salt system. Every brand, every salt system. Does anybody know when you turn that knob and you tell it to run at 50%? What is it doing?
It's producing 50% of the hour.
Very good. She gets candy.
Good job, Scott.
It is a common misconception. When you turn it down to 50%, it does not mean it's producing 50%. It is running 50% of its runtime, on or off. It's on a light switch. Off, on, producing. Except for one. S3. S3 is a completely different animal. S3's price for a lot of people, they're like, damn, that's a big jump for a salt system from Blue Essence to S3. There's a lot of reasons, and there's a lot of reasons why you might not know. S3 is the only salt system that when you tell it to run at 50%, it's running at 50%. It is outputting half the voltage and producing the whole time. That system is on all the time, and it is running at 10%, 50%, whatever the case is. That salt system, my favorite part about it is clear. I love that part. It sounds cheesy, but it's clear. I can see when it's dirty. If I'm cleaning the pool, I can walk up and go, oh, I need to clean that. Right? Favorite part. The S3 salt system. Let me ask this. Ooh, who wants candy on this one? You get 2 candies if you get this one right. What's the ideal range of a Swim Pure Extreme or turbo cell?
Anywhere between 1,200, I think, to 8,000.
Swim Pure Extreme.
Swim Pure Extreme. 2,700 to 3,400.
Very good. And she gets 2 candies because, yes, turbo cell,
You could give it to anybody.
27 to 3,400
Anyone?
parts per million of salt is for this. Okay? 27 to 34. This is how it'll run. An S3 salt system will run between, at 100% efficiency, between 1,200 and 8,000 parts per million of salt. Don't run it at 8,000 parts per million of salt, but it can, and it will run exactly how it is supposed to. It will technically run between 800 and 8,000, but between 800 and 1,200, it runs at 50% efficiency. But 1,200 to 8,000. Side note, that information is not in the water test station. So when somebody comes in here and if they have an S3 salt system and you test their salt and it says 4,000, it's totally fine. This is going to tell you otherwise.
In the system, though, we preset it to run in ranges.
Right. So S3, I don't think is in the water
When
test
you go
station.
in, yeah, water test.
On the water
In
test
field,
station.
I'll do a standard 27 to 36
Right, right.
for its range.
The range?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So,
that's
Our
basically the
store
same
is
thing we
running
do
at
in the
that.
store too.
Yeah.
Anybody that has an S3, we just put them for a Hayward Swim Pure Extreme.
which you can, and it's fine. But my point is if you test their water and it kicks back at 4,500, 4,000, it's fine. It's totally fine. Now, the S3, which we'll have to get you one. The S3 salt system is not just salt, technically. It is a salt system that can control a pump and a heater. S3 standalone, just regular salt. It can control a pump and a heater. It's very simplistic control, but it can control a pump with 3 preset speeds, variable speed, by the way, variable speed, and a heater. Turn it up and down, turn it on and off. Out of the box, it can do that. Are you guys familiar with the phrase Omni? Right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So there's an S3 Omni. I'll get deep for 2 seconds. S3 Omni has 2 high voltage relays, which in our world, light switches, okay? Turn things on and off. It has 2 low voltage relays. Those are dry contacts, just open close. They don't have power. So that's gonna be heat, gas or electric. And it has room for 2 actuators, so we can turn 2 valves. The reason why I bring that up, if you try to explain or introduce somebody to automation, in your mind, you're like, this is gonna be expensive, right? Automation panel average is $5,000. S3 Omni is not. It very simplistic automation, but advanced for what it is. If you have a pool spa combination, and on that pad there's a Hayward variable speed pump, a filter, a gas heater, a heat pump, a blower on the spa and a light, that all will work on S3 Omni, on a salt system with automation inside of it. Wi-Fi access, touchscreen control, Omni direct capability for the lights, so they get 20 colors and 7 light shows, and they can dim the lights. And it's all in a salt system can. So
And this is just based, sorry,
Go.
I
No,
apologize.
go.
This is just off of the Hayward
S3
salt
Omni.
system.
Yep.
of the
Not-
Omni.
Omni.
The S3
Okay.
Omni.
That's
Omni.
Omni
Okay.
comes with an extra board inside
Yes.
of it.
So when you,
And you guys are fantastic because one of the things I love about Hayward is you don't talk bad about other people's products. And I'm not gonna either, but can you do that with a True Clear?
no,
Oh, interesting. Can you do that with an iChlor?
no.
Oh, interesting, okay.
So-
Ask that question.
I'm very brand neutral, right? Probably a terrible sales, but because I sold it, I've been where you're at. I can program an IntelliChlor or an IntelliCenter and an Aqualink and an Omni in the same speed. So I've never been biased until a year ago. So there are things that set us apart. So Jandy has a TCX. Have you guys ran into it or used it or anything? Jandy has a TCX. It's a simplistic little automation, right? But yeah, it's incredibly limited. Pentair had the IntelliConnect, I think is what it was called. Yeah, that got pulled quick because it couldn't communicate. It had interference with its Wi-Fi antenna. It couldn't talk to anything. We take what we're good at and we build off of it. We don't reinvent the wheel. We just take something and everyone tells us, hey, this is great, but, and we take that but out and we replace it with something different and try to make it better. That's why Blue Essence, it's the same parts it's been for like 20 years. It works. Simple.
So again, in stock, guys, we're going to, whatever the customer wants, we'll special order it for them. We get it from SCP Gorman within a day. But the S3 and the Omni, we're carrying every day. The Blue Essence we're carrying every day, and the True Clear and the iChlor we're carrying every day. So we have an option for somebody that has a brand affinity. But the S3 is going to be our premium,
Okay.
and the Omni is going to be our premium, what we carry for the customer.
For the Blue Essence, is it still the same like type of board and all that stuff like GLX? Yeah, it can't. PCB, like right? Yeah, like it still takes the same board as like a regular Swim Pure Extreme.
Yeah.
Okay. Same flow switch, everything like that.
Same union, same flow switch, same board, display, transformer, rectifiers.
It's just different without the
Different
name.
label.
It's got a sticker.
Yeah,
It's got a
different label.
different sticker.
That's it.
That's
Okay,
it.
awesome.
So, questions so far?
I have a question about the S3.
Yeah.
It seems like it's incredibly scale prone, like more than any other salt cell now, and compared to like the old Swim Pure Extreme. Why is that? Because I've seen some where like it will clean it and then it'll be back in like 2 weeks with just as much scale as it had before.
So, it's all about how it's operating percentages.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you have it at 50%, so I'll give you 1 minute, right, on this one, because this is getting deep.
Mm-hmm.
Salt systems run in two different polarities.
Mm-hmm.
So polarity 1, polarity 2. Polarity 1 is generation, polarity 2 is essentially trying to descale the cell, right? I always say that one, cell. So what it does is it reverses polarity and tries to push off whatever scaling is on it. That's its cleaning cycle, okay? When you're running a Blue Essence, they only are at 100 or 0. They're on or off. Their cleaning cycle is off or at 100. So full strength, it's cleaning itself. On an S3, if you run it at 50%, it's going to clean at 50%.
Okay.
So it's not putting out as much power to try to descale itself as a Blue Essence would, a Swim Pure Extreme, Aquarite would.
Okay.
So if you run into that where you have a cell that's scale prone, it's probably a TDS problem with the pool. It's probably got very high TDS.
Yeah, but it's a salt pool. There's no way to fix that. You need salt saturated in your water. Your TDS will be.
Well, it's
You
insoluble.
You can calculate TDS and minus the salt and you actually configure it out.
yeah,
what the true
for
TDS
Myron,
is.
higher than 5,000. Yeah, we could.
Yeah. So what I would recommend for a customer like that is one of two things. As an experiment, crank it up to 100% and see what it does. You should see less scaling, as counterintuitive as that is. You should see less.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
If that's generating too much chlorine at the same time, they would be good for, let's see, magenta stuff is ultra metal control.
Yeah.
Mineral, yeah, ultra mineral. So Jack's magenta stuff, ultra mineral they would be a good candidate for that. like a 2-ounce dose per 10,000 gallons bi-weekly would be plenty. Answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So if you have a problematic customer, I believe the spin disc does measure over 5,000 TDS. It'll measure 9,000 phosphates or whatever the number
Yeah.
is. So we have those at the store. We can measure. We don't want to do it with every customer because those are like $1 a disc.
Yeah.
But if
Well,
you have
another
a
way you
problematic-
can do it, a cheap way that's not $1 a disc, if you're, there's always the one guy in the store that's like really, really into the chemistry of a pool, which is awesome. There's always one guy you can ask the chemistry questions to.
Yeah.
I carried a gallon of distilled water in my truck so that I could cut the pool sample water to get a true salt reading. So when you're doing your silver nitrate reagent, your chromate in your Taylor kit?
We don't use that for salt reading.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
We use a Myron.
A Myron meter? Okay. So when you use your Myron, if you cut it with distilled water, 50% of sample water, 50% of distilled, and you take a reading and you get 5,000, it's 10,000. A lot of people try to do it with tap water, which will work sometimes. It just depends on the municipality and the quality of your city water. So if you want to get a true reading and you're trying to solve stuff like that, just as a side note, a gallon of distilled is like 89 cents at Publix. Just keep behind there. That's a true reading because there is 0 TDS in distilled water.
Okay.
So did everybody eat?
Mhm.
Okay. Let's take like a 3-minute break real quick and then we'll keep going. We're going to do pumps and then we're going to kind of touch on some new stuff we've got. So no, there are no stupid questions, right? So I think we've all beat salt to death, right? Okay, cool. So pumps. I know you guys are very familiar with single speed pumps.
Super pump.
Super pump,
Love it.
right? And it's funny is we had a conversation of why do people love the super pump, right? Because a super pump is actually traditionally not a Florida market pump. A super pump is like a unicorn pump. Everybody here familiar with medium head, high head pumps, right? Okay. And if you're, what's that?
I would probably say I would classify it.
11. Okay.
Elaborate.
I'll 50,000 feet, right? If you want to get deep, we'll get deep later. Medium head pump moves water, but not nearly as much as a high head pump. It's the easiest, most generic way I can put it. A medium head pump is really a slow filtration pump. So a Flow Pro, a Max Flow, a Super Flow, right? Super Flow? Yeah.
Yep.
Super Flow. Those are medium head pumps. They're made to move water at a decent rate. So filter a pool. Push water through a filter and keep the pool clean.
What makes it push more water?
The volute, the trap,
Mhm.
yeah,
Cavity.
the cavity, the
Yep.
basket, the
Yep.
pot. There's a million terms for it for some reason. It's how it can move water through that basket, how quickly it gets the water in and out. A high head pump has velocity. It can move water quickly.
Basically, what's in the volute? It's just that it's bigger.
Yep.
You can basically hold more water.
And you can actually look at a pump and usually tell from far if it's medium or high head because a high head pump is literally high, right?
Yeah.
But feet of head is a hydraulics term we use to talk about how we move water on a pump. That's how many feet of head, total dynamic head. That's a class all on its own, a hydraulics class. That's an 8-hour day. There's a lot going on with hydraulics. But I try to make it simple. So head is head pressure. It's how much pressure is on that water when that water's moving. A medium head pump, it's a lot less. So it's moving the water, but in our world, let's just call it slower. So we're filtering water. So if you've got a pool with 2, 3, maybe 4 returns in it, pool only, and we need to filter the water, medium head pump's plenty. If you want a water feature pump and there's one waterfall that's this wide, medium head pump's fine. It's enough. It'll get the water there quick enough. A high head pump is therapy jets, multiple water features, pull spot combination. We got to get, there's a lot of water we're trying to move around in a lot of different places. So that's a high head pump. So back to a super pump, right? Super pump is kind of like an in between a medium and a high head. It's kind of an odd one. It's like a medium and a half. And it was just kind of like, essentially almost like a defect in the way the pump was assembled. We're like, this actually moves more water than we thought it was going to. Well, whatever, it costs us the same, send it. So a lot of people like a super pump because you get a little more bang for your buck when it comes to moving water. So in the world of pumps, think of max flow, baby, super pumps, baby and a half, TriStar, big brother, right? So in the world of single speeds, I'm sure you guys all, it's not a whole lot to a pump. It's on, it's off. That's it. The water's moving or it's not. I would tell you that do a little bit of your own research outside of here, is if you're trying to go like for a customer when it comes to a single speed pump. And when I say like for like, medium or high head and how many horsepower. Keep it the same. You don't want to get into a hydraulics nightmare because it happens all of the time. Is people are like, it had a horse and a half, I could only get a 1 horse. There's literally a scientific reason why that pool had a horse and a half single speed high head pump. Hydraulically, it needs this to operate correctly. So if you sell the wrong pump, you'll get that customer who's like, everything worked and was really strong. I bought the new pump from you, and now my waterfall doesn't work. Because hydraulically, it's not hydraulically sound, so it doesn't have enough pressure to do what it needs to do. So max flows come in a couple different flavors and horsepower. Super pumps, a couple different flavors. You got your singles, right? And you've got your true variables. In between, we have something new, OmniX. It's kind of an in-between. Is anybody here familiar with an XE? We won't talk about it too much, but that variable speed with the push button?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that at Hayward anymore. Okay? So,
Is
yeah.
there a reason why we don't talk about it anymore?
Yeah.
It's
I
like
mean,
Fight Club, just don't talk about it.
Hey,
yeah. The reason why is the
Don't bring it
button.
up.
So,
Yes, it gets stuck.
this is an XE, right? If you were to take this antenna off, this is an XE. The wet end, everybody knows wet end, power end, right? Wet end, fantastic. We've had great success with the max flow wet end. The power end, motor's amazing, great. The button, trash. It's awful. I hate it. You have to know Morse code to program it. Like, it's crazy. Every XE in existence had this one tiny little port in the back because we knew one day we were going to fix the button. If you knew how to program the button, this was a phenomenal pump for the price. Nobody knew how to I don't know how to program the button. I have a PDF on my phone that I look at when people are like, I can't keep up. So we made this. This is an OmniX module. Okay? Oh, I'm going to trip over the thing that we talked about not tripping over. So this is an OmniX module. Every XZ pump in existence can accept an OmniX module. There is a plug on the back of every XE pump that this can plug into, and you put 4 screws in it, and now the button does next to nothing. And you do everything through an app.
And what did you call that? I apologize.
An OmniX module. Yeah. We can pass it around.
So the old XEs you can install that on?
Any XE ever made.
And what does that precisely do? Like be able
So, yeah. So what an XE pump originally was the button communicated with the board and told the board what speed and for how long. And again, Morse code. You guys know.
Literally, it would flash.
It's awful. It's awful. Yeah, it sucked. But again, the worst part about it was it had a crux, the button. So we created the XE pump as a stopgap. It was an in-between. We knew we had a great motor. We knew we had a good wet end. We knew we had a good budget-friendly pump, but we had a hard time programming it because we couldn't put a drive and a display on it because then the price would go up. So we went with the route of a button. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that anymore. So what we did is we made OmniX. OmniX is essentially an XE with a Bluetooth antenna. You use an app to program it. Here's the key differences. An XE before had 5 speeds, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100%. And you ran it in preset time intervals. That's all it could do. And it had to be on a time clock. Every time the timer turned on and back off, or off and back on, it would reset that cycle that you programmed. 2 hours at 40%, 4 hours at this, 8 hours at this, and it had to have power interrupted to start over. So it had to be on a timer. So it was this weird hybrid of like kind of a variable speed with an OmniX module or an OmniX pump now. It's a true variable speed pump. You wire it hot all the time to a breaker, no timer. In the app, you program it from 1 to 100%, and you tell it to run whenever you want it to run. I say that because if you have a customer who wants a variable speed pump, but they're budget conscious, this is the best way to get them on a variable.
This is for the Hayward XE, right?
But now we have 2 ways that we went. OmniX is the architecture, right? It's the Bluetooth part. We took the XEs away and we made them OmniX. This is an OmniX pump. It literally has a new part number. The only difference between this pump and an XE pump is the antenna. But this is an OmniX pump. You get with this Bluetooth programming, true variable speed, you get an app, and you get water temp. And you get air temp built into the antenna. That gives us freeze protect. Yes, sir.
So for our pool cleaners, we have this out there. So are they still, the button's still gonna be there for them to be able to stop it?
Correct.
So we're still gonna deal with the fact that it may get jammed up?
It won't. It's a new button.
Okay.
It's a new button, but the same problem when it comes to programming. But now, essentially what the problem was with the button, it had like a press life. Like so many presses before it would start sticking. Average programming presses was 14 presses.
So they'd be able to come out, just push it once to put it.
Boom, it's in service mode.
Stops.
Boom, it's out of service mode.
Okay.
Done. So it's a very different reason for the button.
So button does
Awesome.
all.
That turns it on, turns it off if you need to service the pool. That's all it's for.
Okay.
Yep.
And what is the price on that for
Um,
us?
does anybody here know what an OmniX pump? Mike, do you know what OmniX pumps cost?
$1,369, sir.
Oh, all right.
And that's for which
You
one?
didn't even hear the question.
That is for the MaxFlow VS OmniX 1.65.
So for a 165 true variable speed pump,
So what's our retail on it then?
Days over.
yeah,
Days over.
Oh,
That's
what's our
retail.
retail on it?
$1,369.00.
for a variable speed pump, a TriStar 950 or a TriStar 900, which would be close, not 1369.
Yeah.
I think they're 2 now, around $2,000.
The 950 is retailing for 27.
What's that?
27.
For what?
Yeah.
For a 950?
950.
Yeah, $2,300. It's literally half.
So the 1.85 TriStar,
That's better than the
good
Terrace.
job,
Super.
1760.
So for a 185 TriStar OmniX 1760, for a TriStar 900, which would be the equivalent in the world of regular, your true traditional variable, is $2,300.
So you said it's a variable speed pump and you can hook it up with your phone, correct? So say for example, since it's only like a button start or so there's not a way that, like, example for like the Superflow VST, like they're able to press a quick clean. that goes like 3,400
Yes.
RPMs for like 2 hours or so.
So there's a service mode press, and then there's a quick clean pressing.
Okay.
It's in the manual.
Okay.
I don't want to get too deep on the button.
Okay,
But-
sorry. I'm gonna ask my
Yeah.
question.
They do it in the app too, or
They can do it in the app.
Okay.
So what we're trying to do, we don't want them to know how to do the stuff with the button.
Okay.
The button is for y'all. Turn it off, clean the pool, turn it on. You can do a lot with the button still. We don't want them to use the button. In the app, they can do like a quick clean cycle, a 2-hour egg timer, a 1-hour quick clean. It's all in the app.
Okay.
So get them on the app. Like, you're going to do everything with this pump on the app. Like, just make that a thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we have a lot of like older customers,
Mhm.
so they don't really like the like bells and whistles
Right.
of that. So another question I wanted to ask about it too, since it seems more app driven, is like say an example of a power outage.
Mhm.
Will it keep that same said schedule, or will
Yes.
they have to go back in there?
So the module keeps time, date, programming in the module. The app is just for you to be able to make adjustments to what it's flashed. So if you're not home and you lose power, it's going to pick up its schedule, and I think it's like 90 seconds. It knows what's going on,
All right.
and it'll
Perfect.
get back to life kind of thing.
Awesome.
So OmniX, purpose of OmniX, right? OmniX sounds like, cool, you guys fixed the XE, you made a Bluetooth pump, and now we solved the XE problem. That is not what OmniX was for. We fixed a problem first by OmniX, and that's how we introduced it to the market. OmniX is actually a whole architecture. It's a whole thing. It's automation, right? You got a panel on the wall, big box on the wall. Everything wires to it. We got comm wires and have low voltage wires going to it and everything. And I'll stop talking if a customer walks in, by the way. And they'll just look like they're getting great service today. So that's automation, right? Everything has a central brain on the wall. OmniX is decentralized automation. The first piece we created was OmniX pumps. It's a Bluetooth mesh network. To us right now, it's a way we program the old XEs, now they're called OmniX, right? That's piece one. The end of the month, piece two, will be the dual fuel gas heaters. They will have an OmniX display. Okay. We're not showing this. We're not
Just
showing
a little bit.
it. Okay. We can pause it.
Oh,
So-
you don't want this on camera? Okay.
Insider details.
This is a beta display. This will be on the TriStar 500, the 900, and the 950. It will also be on the HDF heater and the H series heater. You have a customer who's got 2 bottles. She's got a full spot. Good morning. Pick your person. So
That's why we're videotaping all
Yeah. I don't want this shown yet. You'll get this very soon, but this is a beta, right? And you know it's proprietary information, just in case. So apologize. You can see it all day. So this is the display that'll be on all of our variable speed pumps that are non-OmniX, right? So TriStar 900, 950, and a MaxFlow 500. This is the new display. So if you guys are familiar with the old one we had before with the blue buttons, that's gone. This is the new one. The heaters, the HDF heaters, will have the same display. Big deal, right? Cool, we added colors and lights. That's it. No, it's not it.